Plenty of opportunities to ask questions as we move through the presentation. So please don't hesitate to unmute yourself at that time. But thank you so much for joining us. I'm Whitney Diver McAvoy, the President and CEO of the Yountville Chamber of Commerce, and you are here at Membership University. We do this program 2 times a year where we go over all of the benefits that are included with your chamber membership. As you saw, this meeting is being recorded, and the idea is for you to learn more about the Chamber of Commerce and ways to activate your membership, many of which happen without you even doing anything, which is pretty awesome. So thank you so much for joining us today. So I wanted to go through real quick the table of contents of everything that we will cover today. So first, we're going to go over Yountville Chamber of Commerce overview, kind of big picture landscape of what the chamber is all about, your automatic benefits, marketing opportunities, the difference between yountville.com and yountvillechamber.com. How to submit an event, a job posting, or update your member profile, and that's all through our member portal. Our different networking opportunities, professional development opportunities, and committees. And then also other ways that we support the community and that you can support the community as well. Okay, so who are we? So this is our staff currently, me, of course, and that is a lovely, glamorous photo. Thank you, Bob McClanahan, for your beautiful photo edits. And then Jessica Penman, who's here with us today, our Director of Community Relations, and Lynn Pina is our Welcome Center Manager, and she is on a camping trip right now in Wyoming. So she is enjoying a little outdoor vacation and isn't here with us today. So what is the Chamber of Commerce and kind of what does this look like? And everything kind of filters up to our mission and vision. So our mission is enriching the vibrancy of our community. And our vision is to be the premier small town destination. So about 3 years ago now, our board of directors came together and revised our mission and vision to be what you see here today. And I think it really reflects what the chamber is all about and kind of our dual purpose of which we wear 2 hats. And as I said, we wear 2 hats. So one of my favorite sayings that describes who we are. So we both serve as a traditional chamber of commerce, but also as a destination marketing organization for the town of Yountville. So traditional chamber, think of advocacy, networking, economic development, workforce development, member resources, and promotion. And then destination marketing organization, we are responsible for marketing Yountville through digital advertising and promotion. So we're really the organization that is selling the destination of Yountville to tourists throughout the state of California. So our 4 key values, these drive everything that we do. So if you wonder, why do we do X, Y, Z? It has to fit into one of these 4 buckets. So they are driving commerce, building a thriving community, promoting Yountville, and being your champion. And you can see some examples of, this is by far not the exhaustive list, but you can see some examples under each of those of an example of what they mean. So for driving commerce, our wine hospitality committee, we work together with some of the tasting rooms in Yountville to really promote their business and to drive traffic to Yountville. Building a thriving community, I'm pretty sure all of you have been to our chamber mixers in the past. So that's a really example of building a thriving community and connecting our members together. And promoting Yountville, so really good example of this is the Yountville visitor brochure that we hand out to visitors that come through the Yountville Welcome Center and through town. And then being your champion is really all about advocacy and public policy efforts, as well as efforts around economic and workforce development. Okay, but what are my member benefits? So that was a little bit about us, but now we're going to really go into the detail about what your benefits are and how you can take advantage of them. And that photo there is of Jessica and myself and our board chair, Stephanie Levitt, at our most recent associate member happy hour last week, which was our first one of those in about 18 months. So that was a really, really fun day. Okay, so we hear from a lot of people is I'm busy running my business. I don't have time to come to networking events, or I don't have time to come to professional seminars. No problem. We have a number of benefits that are independent and automatic that you don't need to do anything. Okay, so value behind the scenes, and we've put in these beautiful photos throughout the presentation to take us all to the beach as we're enjoying this. I know many of us would love to be at a beach; it would just be lovely. So some of those value behind the scenes benefits that you get that you could take advantage of while you're on vacation or running your business, and they are so advocacy. So we are constantly working with our elected officials and town agency and government staff to really build a business-friendly environment. It's something that's really important to us and essential to the economic vitality of our community. And then economic and workforce development. So we've been convening the Napa Hospitality Industry Partnership for about 2 years now that are really working on issues around workforce development. And then really working on economic development as well. How do we diversify the industry sectors that are in Napa County to ensure that we're not relying just on tourism business for the success of our local economy? Destination marketing. So we have all different types of promotions happening through social media, Google Display Network, various different advertising sites to promote Yountville and the Napa Valley. And those are pretty much running constantly every single day. And then saving money, you have different member-to-member benefits, as well as the Office Depot program, and then marketing your business and helping you spread the word about any upcoming events or promotions that you have within your business. So a little bit more detail about these items. So business advocacy, we recently launched the Napa Valley Chamber Coalition that's made up of the 6 chambers of commerce throughout Napa County. That includes all 5 cities/towns and the Napa County Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. And we come together monthly to talk about different issues that are taking place and then advocate on behalf of our business members. And then some other examples here include the Town of Yountville Transitional Support Program and the Town of Yountville Economic Recovery Program, both of which were born out of the COVID-19 pandemic, and both of which we worked very closely with town staff to ensure that our businesses had the resources and the flexibility to succeed during these tough economic times. And then the food and wine pairing definition. So ironically, many of you may not know this, but Yountville was one of the only towns left in Napa County that didn't have a definition for food and wine pairings. So they weren't necessarily allowed, but they weren't necessarily forbidden. So we were able to work with town staff to get that clarified. And now all of our tasting rooms in Yountville are able to do a food and wine pairing inside their tasting room. And then another great example is wines by the glass or bottle. Again, Yountville was the only municipality within the county of Napa that didn't allow our tasting rooms to serve wines by the glass or bottle. And we worked with our town council to go ahead and make that modification. So all of our tasting rooms can now serve you a glass or a bottle while you enjoy their facilities there. And then our annual member survey, we always look to hear from our business members and our associate members if we're doing a great job and what additional information we should be working on. And those go out every spring. Workforce development, I mentioned earlier, the Napa Hospitality Industry Partnership is a really good example of workforce development, as well as our professional development webinars. So the webinars that we've done around diversity, equity, and inclusion, we have one coming up in August. It's all about preparing your holiday store for the holiday season. So providing different educational opportunities for our members to help them have the tools to grow their business. And then, of course, the Forbes Luxury Service Program that is done at the Napa Valley College. And we have a new class launching in September. For those of you that have employees in the hospitality sector, this is a great opportunity to get your employees trained with the Forbes standards so that they can go ahead and improve their hospitality skills. And Jessica Penman on our staff is actually the instructor for that class. And then just some other examples here is our community partnerships and our hospitality career fairs. We have another hospitality career fair that's actually partnership with Workforce Alliance of the North Bay and Career Point in all 5 chambers throughout Napa County. And that takes place on August 24th from 10 to 1. So that's a great opportunity to find some employees for your business. Okay, so save money. All the places you already shop, we have ability for you to save money. So Office Depot program. So what that is we're a part of the National Office Depot program for Chambers of Commerce. If you often buy office supplies, this is a really easy way for you to save 15% annually on your office supplies. Most of the items can be delivered next day to your place of business. We use this program all the time for printing and copies and stuff like that help us in our day-to-day business. And we save a lot of money through this program. So if you're interested, please don't hesitate to email Jessica or I after this presentation, and we can go ahead and send you the information to take advantage of that program. And then member-to-member discounts. So we encourage all of our business members to offer member-to-member discounts. So and a good example of that is 10% off at Bouchon for a coffee or free corkage at a restaurant. And the idea is that you patronize the business and you save a little money, and in turn they patronize your business and save a little money with you. So it's a great way for members to help members, and foster the economy that way. And then certificates of origin. So if you're a winery or a tasting room and you're shipping wine out of the country, many of you require certificates of origin, and we can, of course, help you with that. We have preferred member pricing for that, and you just come on into the office and we can help get that taken care of for you. Okay, enough of me talking. I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Jessica, who's going to tell you guys a little bit about all of our destination marketing efforts. Jessica.
Thank you, Whitney. Good morning, everybody. So I'm going to go ahead and go through kind of these different destination marketing campaigns and things that we do. So just a brief overview. We'll talk a little bit about digital advertising, public relations efforts, yountville.com, our visitor guide, the Welcome Center, social media, email marketing, a little bit how we work with Visit Napa Valley, and then some of our annual events. All right, so first we have our destination marketing. So we're going to go through these in a little bit more detail. So the Welcome Center, for those of you that create rack cards or have things that can be displayed in the Welcome Center, we'll talk a little bit about best practices. Look at our social media. We have some really great a la carte marketing opportunities that we launched in the last year for you to take advantage of. And then we'll talk about the differences between yountville.com and yountvillechamber.com. All right, so first, our Welcome Center. We're very excited that the Welcome Center is back up and running after being closed for almost all of 2020. So before the COVID pandemic, we were seeing about 20,000 visitors through the Welcome Center a year. We're open 7 days a week, and we're back to being open 7 days a week. And out of our Welcome Center, we're seeing about 41,000 referrals to our member businesses. It's a great resource for everyone that's coming to Yountville or the Napa Valley. We get a lot of people that come into the Welcome Center and they're like, are we here? Did we do it? Did we get to Napa Valley? So a lot of people that don't know a lot yet and are really excited to be there. And our dedicated volunteers, we have about 30 volunteers right now. They are the ones that actually help the visitors as they come in. We did launch a virtual Welcome Center during the COVID pandemic, and there is an online chat feature of that, and we're going to keep that going. So that gets updated with different information for people, kind of a one-stop shop if they don't want to look around on the website a bunch. And then they can also ask questions through that chat feature, which is really great. And there's some itineraries and things on there that we had our volunteers put together. So RAT cards. This is a big conversation that we have a lot. We've sent out a couple emails recently as people are redoing their RAT cards. We are still seeing a need and a want for people to have something physical to take with them when they come into the Welcome Center. So if you are looking to do RAT cards or redo your RAT cards, just a couple things. Size really does matter. So the preferred dimensions are here, 4 inches by 9 inches or 4 inches by 11 inches. Those fit properly into our RAT card displays. If your RAT cards are a different size than that, they're not going to be able to be displayed and they'll have to live in a drawer, which is much less likely that they're going to get picked up that way. And then content is also really important. So making sure your business name is at the top. You can see this one here. A lot of people, that's where their eye goes first. And we actually, because we have so many amazing members, we have to stack our cards. So if you have a 4 by 11 and your name's on the top, you're going to stick out and people are going to notice your RAT card. Clear communication, so who you are and what you're all about, beautiful imagery, and then evergreen content. So not putting things like prices on your cards, as things like that change often. General descriptions of your experiences are great, but not kind of listing out everything you do. As we know, and COVID has taught us, things can change quickly. So you don't want to have to be going through the valley and trying to pick up or telling everyone that has your RAT cards, to throw them away because you need to make new ones. So that was something we definitely learned during COVID. Evergreen content is definitely the best way to go when it comes to RAT cards. All right, so social media. We do a lot with our social media. We interact a lot on Facebook and Instagram, and then a little bit on Twitter. So these were our follower numbers as of last week when I updated this presentation. So they're probably even a little higher now. But one of the ways that we really ask that you interact with us is by tagging us in your Facebook and Instagram posts. So, if you are on Facebook and you're posting things, tag Explore Yountville. That's the destination Facebook for the chamber. Instagram, we're at Yountville CA, and then our hashtags are here, hashtag Yountville, hashtag Yountville CA, hashtag Taste Life here for those of you that are not directly in Yountville, so it might not make sense to tag or to hashtag those, and then hashtag Napa Valley. So we look at those hashtags and then use them to repost things from our members. And then for Twitter, we're using Twitter these days much more as a way to interact with people that are asking questions about Yountville and not so much posting content. Twitter becomes much more active when we're having something like a fire and we're able to kind of control the conversation around Yountville and what's happening there. So we're not as active on Twitter, but it's still an important place for us to be. All right. So we have some marketing a la carte opportunities that are great ways to engage a little bit more with our following. So the first one is going to be Instagram stories. So these have a general reach of about 3,100 or about 3,200 impressions when you do a full story. We can do this one of two ways. It's $50 if you just send us the content and I put it out onto the Instagram, or we can even have you log into our Instagram to do it yourself, or $150 if you want us to create the content. This is an example of our restaurant week one. Most Instagram stories are between 8 and 12 panels long, and they live for those 24 hours. And then they also get to live on the little circles that are on Instagram on our homepage, and they live there until they're no longer relevant. So if you're doing a summer Instagram story, it would live there through the summer and then we would take it off. But they're a great way to engage with our Instagram following. You get your website linked in these. So we're able to have this swipe up feature, which you need at least 10,000 followers on Instagram, I believe, to be able to do that. So it's really a great way to engage with a larger following if you're trying to build your Instagram following. We also offer e-newsletter advertisements. So these are $50 and these go out to all of our member contacts. So we have about 1,200 member contacts in our database right now. Here's an example of a handwritten and Jessup Seller one. I'm sure you guys have all seen our e-newsletter. It used to be monthly, and then during COVID, it was every week. And now we're doing it every other week. We have an impressive open rate on these, and we'll talk about that here in a second, but this is a great way to get in front of our membership in particular. We also do dedicated e-blasts, which I'm sure you guys have been seeing these come out too. These are $250, and they can go out to our full contact list, which is about 7,400 people right now. And those lists are customizable. So we could do, just membership, we can do just Napa, Bay Area, things like that. So this is not just members, but also people that are engaging with the website, or that have signed up through promotions and things like that. Here's an example of our Upper Valley Waste Management one that we did with all their new information a couple weeks ago. And this had an open rate of over 50%. So some of these are really great. We have about an average open rate on these of about 30%, which is high above the industry average. And then we have our blogs. So these are really fun. They live on the homepage for 1 month, and then they're forever in our Get Inspired section on the webpage. They also get pushed out through social media and through our e-blasts. They're $300 if you write the content yourself and send it to us for us to post, and then $500 if you want me to come out and do the experience and write it ourselves. These are really fun. We get really great engagement with these. They're all SEO optimized to show up in different places when people search things. This is one we did for Bardessono, highlighting their dog-friendly activities. And that's my dog, Indiana, who really enjoyed his time eating all the things at Bardessono. All right. So now we're going to switch gears a little bit and talk about yountville.com, which we used to say was a new website, but we can't say that anymore because it's been launched for 2 years now. But it's kind of the one-stop shop for everyone that's looking to book a trip to Yountville. We had over 300,000 visitors to unique visitors to yountville.com last year, which, considering it was a pandemic year, is really impressive. So what is yountville.com made up of? So we have this great, what is called a mega menu here at the top, where we've categorized things for people to be able to find what they're looking for. So we have dine, wine, stay, explore, that Get Inspired. That's going to be the blog, events, where people can look at our event calendar, and it's full of these really beautiful pictures. And we update these images and everything on a quarterly basis. Every tourist-facing business has this great directory. So if you are a tourist-facing business, then you have this beautiful directory, and we SEO optimize these as well to help our Google score. And we have the beautiful pictures. They link out to your website. And this content, if you want to update, we as the staff need to do that. Because it is SEO optimized, we have to make sure everything is the appropriately stated and things like that. So any updates that you have for photos or content, you just email me and then I can happily update that. So this is that landing page that I was talking about. We have kind of, a little descriptor. It has your social medias, it has the beautiful photos, it has different accommodation things. If you're in a blog, they link to this page as well. So really great information for people that are looking to book a stay in Yountville. So like I said, want to edit your directory listing or landing page, so you can just email me to make changes or adjustments to that. Like I said, they're all SEO optimized, so we do have to do that. Again, with the evergreen content, we really recommend this. We know people, things like hours and things like that change often. So we tend to not put that on these landing pages. Once a visitor goes to your page, then they can find that content much easier. And then for the photos, just so everyone can see this, those large feature photos are 1920 by 1020 pixels, and then the slider photos have to be 900 by 600, and everything needs to be under 500 megabits. And we can help to resize these if you need help with that, but really horizontal photos are the photos we need. It's very hard for us to work with the vertical photos when people send them. And then we have our yountville.com/events. So our event calendar actually is populated on both Yountville and yountvillechamber.com. You can submit an event through this button here, which is under events on yountville.com without having to log into your member portal. If you submit one through yountvillechamber.com, you do need to log into your member portal. So that's just something to think about. It's a little easier actually to submit them through here, which I didn't actually realize till this morning. But just a good thing to remember. When you are submitting events, we really ask that you make sure that you're adding your name of your business into the title. In the fall, we'll have like 7 harvest parties on the same Saturday, and no one knows if it's your harvest party or your neighbor's harvest party if your name's not in the title. If you want to add photos, you cannot add photos through our online submit tool, but you can if you just email me. So I'm happy to put that. And then traditional in-person events, we ask that you post a minimum of 30 days in advance. So every month I create a event blog and I pull those events from this calendar. So if you have your events on that calendar, then you'll be featured in that blog. And we're also starting a new email campaign that will go out once a month that features all of the events on the calendar as well to that larger list. So to make sure you're featured in those publications, make sure that you're submitting your events early. When you come in, this is what the form looks like online to submit your event. Make sure you're putting the event type. You can see here the different types. This color coordinates the calendar and also allows people to search by the different categories. In your event description, make sure you have a call to action, asking people to register or engage in some way. Your description with the name of the event again. The more times you say the name of your business in your event description, the better. What your ticket prices are, and then the event website and how to register are all good things to write out in your event descriptions. And then down here, you'll see related websites. So you can enter in the ticket website here, which is always really nice because that directs people directly to where they have to buy a ticket and they don't have to find it again on your website. Okay, I'm going to take a breath for a second and then we're going to keep going. So chamber business. So we're going to go ahead and talk a little bit now about yountvillechamber.com, the membership kind of overview of the different types of membership, your new member resources in general. We'll go over the member portal, talk about the biweekly e-newsletter, and then the Yountville Chamber Facebook page, which is different than the Explore Yountville Facebook page. All right, so first our membership overview. So we have 3 types of membership. We have our signature membership level, which is, I think, probably what most people on this call today are. And that is everyone that wants to engage with the chamber. You get all of our basic benefits. We have our leadership circle partners, who are those members that would like to engage at a higher level. There's additional marketing benefits that come with that, as well as kind of community component. And then we have our associate membership. So associate members are residents of Yountville or the surrounding area that want to engage with the chamber, and they get to come to our mixers, they get the member benefit card, and they really love being part of the community. So member resources and things to do for your new members. So we have put together this top 7 things to do when you join the chamber. So the first is a new member orientation, which I'm sure most of you have already done. I know Matthew from Cornerstone's on here. We haven't done yours yet until you guys open. And then we have your verify your directory listing. So make sure that you go on to both Yountville Chamber and yountville.com and make sure your directory listings are up to date and look like you like them too. Attend membership university, which you guys are already doing. Make sure you're getting our e-newsletter. So you should be automatically getting that, but if you're not, let us know so we can check and make sure your email is correct in our database, and also make sure that we're on your safe senders list so that you're getting it into your box and it's not going into your junk mail. Following us on social media, like we said, is really important, a great way for us to engage with you and for you to engage with us. Joining the Office Depot program that Whitney talked about. And then we also created these little video tutorials about how to do different things. So if you don't want to go through and watch this whole presentation again, but you want to know how to submit an event, you could go into your member portal and watch the little video, and it'll tell you how to do that in 2 minutes instead of 30 minutes. So this is our Yountville Chamber directory. So we looked at the pretty directories on yountville.com. This is much more business to business focused. So everyone has a business directory, whether you're tourist facing or not. And you can actually control this content through your member portal. You can add photos, you can update your logo, you can change your phone number, your description, things like that. We don't have to do this for you, but we also can if it's easier. And then for yountvillechamber.com, this is where you're going to find a lot of your resources and different information about what the chamber is doing. A really great tool that we created was the COVID-19 resource page, which has gotten quite a bit of traction over the last year. We are currently working on creating a fire resources page as well that will live in this same space, because unfortunately, we know we need that, or maybe we'll call it disaster resources page in general. Since sometimes the earth shakes here too. So then we'll have things all in one place for people to look at. You can post a job on here. You can look at our government resources. Unfortunately, we don't have Notary Public Services anymore, but we do have our neighbor, the bank, that does that for us. Member-to-member benefits, you can find chamber programming on yountville.com. And then you can also find this Yountville toolkit. This is really great if you're looking for photos of Yountville that you need, or our logo. You can download our map, our visitor guide. It has our brand platform on here. So if you need any assets, these live here. There's also travel and trade information. So planning your trip to Yountville will take you back to that virtual welcome center information about the Sacramento airport, which is our preferred airport. Concierge toolkit, which we're working on reactivating, which was actually where all of our winery partners in Yountville would send different information, and it lives here for concierges to be able to utilize. And then additional resources, so Town of Yountville resources, information about Visit Napa Valley, the county, Visit California, State of California, things like that. So the toolkit is a really great space if you're looking for information. This is kind of your first stop that you should stop at. I'm not going to go deep into this. I think we are all tired of talking about COVID, but if something happens, this is where things get updated for all of the COVID resources, whether it's coming from the federal government, the state, or the county. We update this with any of the new announcements that come out. So if you're confused or looking for clarification, this is a good spot to go when it comes to COVID. So where is that member login that I keep talking about? So it is at the bottom of every single page on yountvillechamber.com. Very easy to find. All of you registered for this webinar, so I assume you've been able to find the member login, because you'd have to log in to be able to register. But that's where it lives. And you know, it's always a good idea just to bookmark it, then you don't have to worry about it. So once you're in your member portal, this is what it looks like. And you can do several different things in here. You can change your username and password. So we set your username and password when we put you into the system, but then you can change it and we can't see the password anymore. You can pay your bills if you want to pay them online. You can update your profile. This is what we talked about with that directory. You can add a coupon. So this is more like a special offer. And when someone adds this, I actually make them pretty to put onto the website. So because they're not very pretty through the system. So if you have, you know, you're offering 10% off a certain wine, or 10% off wedding photography for the month of January or something like that, you can put this in here, and then we can see it and we can help promote it. You can look at your referral report. This is just for that yountvillechamber.com directory, but it's interesting to look at. You can also submit an event. And in here is also where you can find some of those little videos. you can also see what events you are registered for. So if you think you've registered for the mixer, but you're not sure, if you go into your member portal, you can see if you've registered or not. So that's really great. We also have this latest news section where we update different things for people to take a look at, different benefits or blogs, things like that, that we want to highlight will be in here. And then really quick, how to register. I mean, you guys are all here, so I figure you know how to register, but in case you want someone that isn't here to watch this and to know how, all you have to do is when you sign in to your member portal, you click register, all the events will pop up, and then you go ahead and fill this out. You want to make sure you're putting your organization name here so that we know who you work for, and then you fill in the rest of it. It's pretty straightforward, and you guys have all made it here. So I have faith that you know how to do this. Okay, and then we have our e-newsletter. So this has been a great resource for everyone during COVID and even before. We share latest updates from the chamber, the town, county, and state in this, upcoming chamber events and member news and events resources to help you grow your business. There's ad space. We add our blogs in here. We have a new what you might have missed section to talk about fun things that are happening in town. We have about a 40% open rate and 25% click-through rate of our e-newsletter, which is amazing. And if you want to have us promote something in the e-newsletter, all you have to do is email myself or Whitney, and we will get it into the next e-news. So as I said, these are now every other month every other week instead of every week. So our next one will be not this Friday, but the Friday after, and they go out every Friday. We try to get them out at noon. Sometimes it's a little later, but for the most part, they go out every Friday at noon. And then the last thing you're going to hear from me before I give it back to Whitney is just to quickly talk about our Yountville Chamber Facebook page. So we already talked about the Explore Yountville Facebook page, but the Yountville Chamber Facebook page is much more focused on that business to business relationship that we have with all of you. So we do new member announcements on this. We talk about upcoming chamber events. We put our chamber blogs, do updates from the town and county. We like to post your news and events, fun interactive things between the businesses. So if you have something that you want us to promote on this Facebook page, you can either just let me know or tag us in your posts on Facebook, and then we'll see it and we can reshare it. So in short, the things that we've gone over so far is advocacy, workforce development, our destination marketing, how we can save you money, and then how we're marketing your business while you're hanging out at the beach with your dog and his rubber ducky. So I'm going to go ahead and give it back to Whitney, and she'll talk about some ways that you can actively engage with the chamber.
Awesome. Great job, Jessica. Thank you so much. So you've heard about all the different ways that you can get benefits by passively engaging. Now let's talk about the ways that you can take advantage of the benefits by physically engaging with us. So a couple of opportunities are our networking events, professional development, sitting on a committee, or additional programs or events. Okay, so we were talking earlier when we were getting on the call that our last mixer was, I believe, March 12th of 2020. And that was the day the world really shut down. And for many of us, it was the last event that we were at. So we are so thrilled to have our first in-person networking mixer since that time on Thursday, August 12th from 5:30 to 7 at the Estate Yountville. We'll be networking at the Pavilion Lawn Space, which is just north of Bottega Restaurant. You literally can't miss it if you know where Bottega is. It's right there. We are expecting a phenomenal turnout of both business members and associate members. So it's going to be a lot of fun. And I know many of you are usually regulars at our mixers. So we look forward to seeing all of these friendly faces there next month. And then, of course, I'm just thinking of this. We'll go ahead and have networking mixers again in September, October, and then we skip November because we have the town and tree lighting. And then in December, the holidays are just a little too frantic, so we don't do a networking mixer in December. But we'll be back in January for a joint mixer with hopefully all of the chambers throughout Napa County. So stay tuned on that. We're just starting to work on that now. I know many of you have participated in an all-member virtual meeting. So this fantastic networking opportunity came out of the COVID-19 pandemic. We started our first virtual member meeting, I believe, on April 1st, literally right after we shut down. So we used to have them every week, and then they became every other week, and now we have them once a month. We feature updates from our county or local elected officials. We also hear from our new members on those calls. They tell us a little bit about their business. A number of our new members have gotten business from their presentations on those calls. So it's a great opportunity to share what you have going on. And then we also talk about any new updates that you need to hear from regarding the state or the county level, and then upcoming events that you can participate in. We have a really great turnout for these, and they're a lot of fun, and they're the third Wednesday of every month at 10 a.m. So we just had one yesterday, and we had about, I believe, 40 people on it. It was really great. And then our professional development webinars. So we have one left for this year. This is the full schedule for 2021. And our last webinar is actually building your online store for the holiday season. And that is on Thursday, August 26th at 10 a.m. It is via Zoom. So it's a great opportunity to kind of learn what you need to build, what you need to do to build out your store for the holidays. And then we're currently working on our seminar schedule for 2022. So if there are topics that you are interested in having us talk about, please let us know. We'd love to go ahead and make sure that we are scheduling seminars that are of value to you. We will likely continue to keep these online. We have usually pretty good turnout having them on Zoom. It's just a little bit easier for everybody to participate. So stay tuned for more information about that. And of course, you can register for these events via the member portal. And then join a committee. So we have several different committees that are available for participation if you're looking to be more active in our community. So we have our ambassador committee, and our ambassador committee really helps with member retention. So they go out and visit our members in person, just check on them and see how they're doing. They're not asking for payment or following up on anything like that, but they're just simply checking in on the business to make sure they're doing okay and see if there's anything we can help them with. And of course, Diane is a chamber ambassador and is on the call with us today. So they're a lot of fun. It's a great group of people that we have in that group. And then we have our marketing committee, and our marketing committee oversees all of the destination marketing activities for the destination of Yountville. So they oversee the annual strategy. We talk monthly about what we're doing on social media, our public relations efforts in terms of fam tours, and what journalists we're bringing to town, and our different opportunities like Locals Day and stuff like that that are generating marketing exposure for the destination. And then we have our associate member committee, which is made up of Yountville residents. And the goal of this committee is to get them engaged with the business community, but also to help provide leadership and volunteer opportunities for the associate membership within the Yountville Chamber. And then we have ad hoc committees that are convened from time to time. So as we were putting together the Locals Day event, we put together an ad hoc committee to help us brainstorm on that topic. And that is a great opportunity to kind of engage for a little bit and then step back. So and if you're interested in joining a committee, you can just email Jessica or I, and we're happy to talk to you more about it. And then our chamber programs, both for the chamber, but also for our community. Annually, we have our membership jubilee, which celebrates leaders within our business membership and community as well. Typically, that's held the first week of May. It's been in person at the Lincoln Theater, and we hope to be back in person in 2022. We have our Veterans Lunch, which the Yountville Chamber helps facilitate a gourmet meal every year for all of our veterans that live at the Yountville Veterans Home. There are opportunities to volunteer for this event, and we partner with our different restaurants in town to prepare that meal. And then every year we have Art Sip and Stroll, which is a community-wide event. This year we had it in June. It featured over 50 different artists and different tasting opportunities through town. It's one of my favorite days of the year. Typically that event takes place in April as part of the countywide Arts in April efforts. And we help facilitate those tasting rooms to participate and promote that event for the town of Yountville. And then of course we have our annual Residence Bash. That typically takes place in August every year and is basically a party to celebrate our residents here in Yountville. We will not be having it this year because of the COVID-19 pandemic, but typically the chamber helps facilitate the food and wine for that event and helps promote it for the town. And then every year, of course, we have our town and tree lighting. That takes place the Sunday before Thanksgiving, and that's where we turn on all the lights in town. So Yountville is a very special place during the holiday season, and we have an event to help us celebrate the turning on of the lights. This year, that event will be on Sunday, November 21st at 6 p.m. at the Yountville Community Center. Don't worry, we will be sending out a lot of emails about this, so you can save the date now, but we will be communicating plenty about this event coming soon. And then we have the Yountville International Short Film Festival, and that takes place the second week of February. It is their 5th year anniversary in 2022. They are coming back and they will be in person. So this is a great opportunity to see short films. And if you've never really seen a short film before, I highly recommend coming to this event. It's affordable and they're really cool. I've never really experienced short films before, but they're an awesome way to experience art in very short snippets. So highly recommend. And then our Yountville Locals Day. So we just relaunched this in June. And this of course helps promote Yountville on kind of the off days. Right now it's on Thursday and it's for locals, but it's also for anybody that's visiting Yountville on that day. And then of course we have our job fairs. I mentioned we have a hospitality job fair coming up in the middle of August, and we'll look to do another one in the spring. And then our Shop Small events is part of our Holidays in Yountville effort. And we do a couple other ones throughout the year as well. But this is really promoting our small businesses and encouraging our locals to shop small. And then last is our Holidays in Yountville. This runs November 21st through January 1st of 2022. And the idea of this program is to encourage both locals and visitors to visit Yountville during the holiday season. And we partner with our different members to put on unique events or programs or concerts to encourage people to patronize their business during the holiday season. So we are just starting to promote that and encouraging our members to participate. So don't worry, you will hear a lot about that in the coming weeks. And that is pretty much it. Those cocktails look really refreshing. I would love to have one of those. So I'm happy to answer any questions, and I'll go ahead and pause there. Feel free to unmute yourself if you have any questions. I love it. I covered it all. That's amazing. So what's next? So we have our August networking mixer on Thursday, August 12th at the estate at 5:30. I believe pretty much all of you are registered for that already. But if you have a colleague or a friend, please don't hesitate to register them. I believe we have like 180 people registered already. And don't worry, this event will be outdoors and we're gonna be recommending everybody kind of fist bump while we're there. So we're gonna try to help a little bit with that. And then we have our all member meeting for August, and that's on Wednesday, August 18th at 10 a.m. via Zoom. And then we have our online storefront, the best practices for setting up your holiday storefront on your website. And that is Thursday, August 26th at 10 a.m. via Zoom. And then we have, of course, our Forbes Luxury Service Training course that launches at Napa Valley College for the fall semester, and that begins in September. So if you are a hospitality business and you would like more information about that, please don't hesitate to email me and we'll get that information over to you. Okay, you need to get a hold of us, this is it. And I know you all know how to do that. So please don't hesitate to reach out if you have any questions. You can call us or email us. And I know a number of you have our cell phones, so please don't hesitate to text us anytime. And we're here to support you and your business to ensure that it's a huge success. Thank you so much for joining us. It's been a pleasure. Really appreciate your time this morning. And this has been recorded and we will email it out to you so you will have it for your records, but it'll also be available on our website as well. So thank you so much for joining us and we look forward to seeing you in person very soon. Bye-bye.